Yo, what's up, guys? This is the Last Down podcast with your boy Lopez, and this is my boy Anguiano. Basically, the whole podcast is about football, college football, fantasy football, anything that involves football, honestly.
Yeah, because football is like our favorite sport. I mean, we've been watching it for at least pretty much our whole lives, especially him. He's been watching it longer than me. But going to our high school, that's all we talked about, mostly football especially. And we always had a serious passion for all types of football, fantasy football.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's funny how in football we actually root for different teams. As you can see here, I root for the Rams, but
although I might not root for it, I might not be wearing it, honestly. I root for the Packers, who are, not that good this year. But honestly, going back to what he said, back in high school, that was our main topics, was football, sports. And I was always into podcasts as well. So why not? We decided, we were like, you know what, let's do something with both of them, make a football podcast. So that's why we're here, yeah.
And believe it or not, our high school has had some decent football history. Jamal Williams, as many of you guys know, especially on the Detroit Lions, fan favorite, went to our high school, Summit High School in Fontana.
Yeah.
And Stephen Carr. Stephen Carr, but obviously he's not in the NFL.
Yeah. We had Dante Dion. He played on the Giants, and he was also on the Rams when they won that Super Bowl, which is cool.
You already know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're like in an area known for football, so, it all adds up, in my opinion. And so today is the first episode, so we hope you can join us for this journey. Hope you guys can enjoy it with us. And honestly, like, what expectations do you have for this?
I just feel like maybe we can get a couple thousand subscribers. I do believe that we have what it takes, right. Our work ethic, not just in this, like in the gym and other stuff. We've been pretty consistent. So I think we could stay consistent with this.
Right.
And I do hope that we can get a couple thousand by the end of the year. Like, that's my goal, honestly.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, my big goal is, to get a following, get known around with like a lot of people, like like just a lot of people following us and like getting to talk to us and like just involving like the followers. That'd be pretty cool, like them asking us questions and stuff like that. But I feel like I just want to get out there and like meet new people, go out to different places and stuff.
I certainly when I started going on TikTok, because I got it like a year or two ago, and I started watching like all these creators get a following, like Theo Ash, Fantasy Football AZ.
Yeah. I
was like, you know what? Like, I feel like that's such a vibe. Like, that's something that I always was trying to do. And I mean, I had my own personal TikTok.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie, like, I was putting in the effort, but the editing skills were just not there. But I'm gonna take it up a notch. And I know he's a very good editor, and we have a couple of other guys that are gonna show up later on, right?
Yeah.
Because our friend Nathan, I'll just cut to these. Our friend Nathan, he was supposed to be here, but it's his grandma's birthday, so we just said, you know what, just go enjoy it with your family.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we wouldn't want to just like force him to be here, but our friend Nathan especially, he's definitely gonna be an interesting character.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be part of it. We're gonna have a lot of other friends most likely on here, talking about football and see what their inputs on it. Maybe add a little trash talk in there, but for the most part, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna enjoy it, and honestly, the main thing is that we're gonna try to change it up every week. In my opinion, I think. What do you think?
I feel like for now, because the season's pretty much gonna be wrapping up in a week with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I feel like for now, our plan is just to really just start up, get people to actually get a vibe of us, try to understand how we are, who we are.
That's true.
And then just grow our content from there. I mean, we do have plans. I mean, obviously, we plan to talk obviously about football.
Correct.
And we're planning for sure to talk about fantasy football.
Yeah, fantasy
football.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, his main focus is fantasy football, and I'm more of a secondary. I'm more of like the historical, the facts and stuff like that. So like me and him, we can clash about that. But the main thing that we're trying to do is also help you out in fantasy.
Yeah,
because he's a winner, bro. He's won. So
I've won about 3 leagues, 3 years in a row.
Right.
I mean, it's not the best, but I haven't been in too many leagues in the last 3 years. I've been 3 for 6 or 7. I can't remember off the top of my head. In winning leagues, 3 for 6 or 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, in my opinion, way better than him because he has won nothing. So
Yeah, so I haven't won anything in fantasy, but all I'm gonna say is that I'm a good drafter and I can make good decisions. I hope.
Except Russell Wilson.
Except Russell Wilson. That was my only exception. But anyways, the main thing is that when fantasy comes, we're gonna be offering you the best advice and the best draft advice, trade advice, and how to handle those leagues because some leagues do get a little toxic. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And as he was mentioning with fantasy, I mean, we actually do plan to talk about fantasy this month. I mean, this is February already.
Yeah. We're
mainly just planning to talk about our takeaways from it and this past year.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that, when we go into his team in more detail, Russell Midson, for example, he's not going to enjoy that, but,
Yeah, that team really let me down. But, another thing that's coming up is the draft. Like, that's our thing. Like, we want to talk about the draft. Because there's a lot of names in there, bro. There is.
I literally have an idea of how the Bears can go about this offseason.
What do you think? Defensive?
I do think, actually, I mean, we can just talk about that right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think the Bears need to just keep that number 1 overall pick or trade back because, in my opinion, Justin Fields needs weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that they should get the receiver in the first round.
Right.
Or don't go defense with the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
If they want receiver, though, I personally feel like it should be Jackson Smith-Njigba. I feel like they need that short game because Claypool's more of a deep threat. Mooney's more of a deep threat.
True.
St. Brown, he's a good intermediate short, route runner, but he's not a 1. So I see the potential in Smith-Njigba, especially with what he did against Utah.
Hey, man, he's a killer. I'm a big Ohio State fan, so honestly, I've seen all his gameplay. He's a pretty good runner, pretty good catcher, and that's what I like about him. But I don't want him on the Bears. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a Packers fan, hold on. Bears can go to hell.
Hold on. I mean, think about it, though. I mean, he missed this whole year, but if you think about it, though, he was on the team with Olave and Wilson. What did they do this year? They both went up for $1K as a rookie.
That's true.
So that's why I'm saying they need to get Smith-Njigba, and he was the best one.
Yeah,
for Stroud.
I mean, I agree with that.
Oh, and another fun fact: C.J. Stroud literally went to high school just a couple miles away from us. As we said, we're from Fontana, California. Rancho Cucamonga is literally the city over.
Yeah.
And we never got to see a game of his because at that time, I mean, we just didn't really look around like that.
No, yeah. I honestly did not know. I did not know about him until he was going to Ohio State. I was like, "Oh, dude, this guy's from the 909. He's from Rancho Cucamonga." So that was cool to me. I was like, "This guy's, he was right here,
Yeah.
And we missed out on him. But honestly, going back to the Bears pick, they're gonna trade back. I think going receivers.
I feel like they're gonna. Realistically, I feel like they should trade back with something like the Panthers.
Okay.
Because Sam Darnold, in my opinion, is still not a franchise quarterback at all.
Yeah.
Even though this past season he looked better.
Yeah, that's true.
With Steve Wilkes, a head coach. But I do think that Sam Darnold is obviously not the franchise guy.
Right.
I still can't believe what Matt Rule did and the GM with getting him for a second and third rounder. The Jets GM is very good, but he's not as good as the Eagles one.
That is true. Yeah, he's pretty good. And so I just believe that the Bears would probably go with the defensive end. Will Anderson.
Or maybe Jalen Carter out of Georgia.
That's true.
I mean, that's their identity in Georgia, just defense.
That's true. But honestly, the receiver, if we're going receiver, honestly, the receiver that I like the most is Addison from USC.
For Green Bay, right?
For Green Bay. I hope. But that's, honestly, it depends if Aaron Rodgers stays. Because if Aaron Rodgers stays, you're giving him a weapon that, will keep him there. But if he doesn't stay, hey man, all I'm gonna say, quarterback is out of the picture. We can trade. I
think he's might go to the Raiders. I mean, I don't know if you saw Devontae say
I think
that thing on Twitter.
Yeah, but I don't think a wide receiver is a need for a Raiders. They need a quarterback.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
So why do you think I'm saying that Rodgers is gonna go there?
All right, dude. Don't bring no. Aaron Rodgers is not going to the Raiders. I'm calling it here, and if he does, I'll wear some Raiders gear.
Shut up, bro! You're not wearing it.
I'll wear some Raiders gear if he goes to the Packers. To the Raiders.
Get a Raiders Aaron Rodgers jersey. I know that's gonna pop up fast if that happens.
Dude, that's the last thing I'll do. Honestly, I'd never spend $100 or more on a Raiders gear. I'd rather wear a shirt or a hat, but never a jersey, honestly. But going back to the draft, honestly, so we're gonna just talk about like the top prospects, and then after their draft, we'll do like a recap, and then we'll see what early like fantasy rankings, like your top receivers, top quarterbacks that you in fantasy should look at. Because I was high on Christian Watson, I was high on Olave, I was high on who's the other guy, James Cook. I was high on James Cook, and Olave did really good. Christian Watson did really good.
In the end,
and the problem was that I drafted Christian Watson in the 8th round of my fantasy, and I dropped him because he wasn't doing anything. He was injured, and I was like, all right, this guy is not going to do anything. And then, the last couple of weeks came in. Yeah.
I remember though when his very first play of the season for Green Bay.
Yeah.
He could have had a touchdown, but he dropped it. Very first play from Rodgers, bro. I don't know if you remember that against the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed so hard. When that happened. I told him, I'm like, are you sure about that pick? And at first I was right, but at the end he started blooming.
Yeah, which is good. He boomed for another player who was, I think, Nathan, right?
Yeah, and he's going to be in the show later on for sure.
Nathan.
He's going to be the analytical guy for sure.
That's crazy. So dude... No, yeah, sorry for that, but Nathan, like, he got late into the game. Like, super late into the game, or like, just knowing football, and he's honestly very, very good at it.
Very good at it. He's more technical than us. Like, he actually stays up.
Yeah.
When during the season, especially.
Yeah.
He just stayed up, watched the podcast, and analyzed himself.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait for him to fucking join the show.
Yeah,
because I know for a fact that once he gets invested into this, you're gonna see the analytical side.
Yep.
Like, I feel like that's his strong suit. Always sending all these fancy guys, like all these usage shit, all this complex stuff, all this in-depth analysis. I'm like, bro. It matters, but at the same time, it's like, why are you sending this to freaking prove a point? Because he always tried to do that for his players whenever they did good, like Breece Hall. I was so low on him. I don't know about you, but I was so low on him. I was like, he's gonna be on the New York Jets. Zach Wilson's the QB. Offense is not gonna be that good. I mean, he's gonna get his opportunity, but I just didn't think that he was gonna be that effective because of Zach Wilson. Everyone's gonna be defending the run.
Yeah.
But oh my, bro, he got hurt.
Yeah, that guy's crazy. Breece Hall, and then the running back on the Texans.
Oh, Dameon Pierce. I was high on him.
Yeah, you were.
I was high on him. I mean, you know what? It's funny because for him, he was in a similar situation, but I actually just felt like him coming from the SEC.
Yeah.
And Breece Hall coming from the Big 12. I feel like there's a difference. Like Big 12 is not as defensive as the SEC.
Right.
And Dameon Pierce played the big dogs. And obviously, his stats weren't super eye-opening, but bro, when you see how he runs, I was like, yeah, no, this dude is
that guy got power. Got some flash, got everything. I like Dameon Pierce. Yeah.
Another rookie running back that surprised me, and I got him off waivers, is Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh yeah, that guy's good.
But he in PPR, which is point per reception for the dummies that don't know.
Yeah.
He's not that effective because he was mainly just the running back, like the just run, and he didn't really get involved in the passing game by Pat Mahomes. It was Jerick McKinnon, who I also had for a bit.
Man, but I remember that. No, but out of that running back core, I can't believe that CEH fell off like that.
I sensed it. I have a video. I can pull it up, but
it's probably on his TikTok. Yeah,
it's on my TikTok. I know. I said Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was like number 6 in like 3rd, 4th week. I was like, this is the most delusional ranking out of all time.
Was it based? Wait, was it based off stats or was it?
I based it off his usage.
Yeah.
Because I literally showed on Sleeper. I use Sleeper. We use Sleeper.
Yeah.
And if you're a fantasy footballer, use Sleeper. It's gonna help you a lot. Trust me. They're very analytical, very detailed, and pretty much. So on Sleeper, the stats are like red, yellow, and green. Like the colors and whatever. Like for attempts, rush yards, rush average, touchdown.
Orange sometimes. Orange.
No. I said yellow, red, green. There's only 3 colors.
You're right. Yeah, my bad. I'm dumb. My bad. I'm dumb.
Yeah, you're dumb. That's why you don't win anything. But nevertheless, red means bad. Yellow is like average, and then green is good.
Super good.
And I was just pointing out how his rush attempts, his rushing yards, what more his rush attempts specifically, it was red. It was like barely 10 sometimes. I'm like, nah, if he's going to keep running like that, it's pretty clear to me that he can absolutely fleece someone by training him away. And, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he got hurt too.
Yeah, he just needs another opportunity, honestly. He needs to go to a team that needs a running back. Like, I'd say maybe the
Bills?
Bills. I think James Cook is the future, though. But if they move on, I think Singletary is definitely not the starter going forward. Singletary.
Maybe Miami. Maybe. I feel like they'll go through a draft. No, they can't. They have the first round.
Yeah,
their first round pick.
Honestly,
taken away.
If I'm being honest, I think he would probably go if Josh Jacobs leaves. He goes to the Raiders. Going on to the next news. What do you think about Tom Brady retiring?
You know, as a Rams fan, I'm satisfied because, as you can see here, Cooper Kupp. No, but I'm satisfied because when I saw him beat us in the Super Bowl, I was already a fan by then. I was pissed because I was like, well,
they destroyed you guys.
And not only that, well, when I was a kid, I mean, I wasn't a fan yet. He also beat the Rams, as I said, obviously my favorite team, in the Super Bowl. So he got 2 rings from our franchise, from the Rams. And, I mean, so yeah, I have a little hate for him, but at the same time, I mean, he's successful. Can't deny the GOAT. I'm glad that he retired, though.
Yeah,
I do think that everyone, especially in the AFC, is glad, except the Patriots.
You mean the NFC, boy?
AFC and NFC.
Okay.
I mean,
the whole NFL. The whole NFL freaking...
I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not a Bucs fan, if you're not a Patriots fan, for sure you're probably in some sort of level content.
The NFL benefits from it. I mean, all the teams, not the actual NFL, but the teams, they're like, finally he's
we kind of benefited from it this year because their O-line was not healthy, so, I mean, he had to get the ball out very quick.
But I gotta say, bro, you can't deny his greatness. And him being the GOAT of the NFL. He is one of the best, and I enjoyed watching him from the 2008 season and beyond when he won his Super Bowl. It's like, man, you can't... If you want to define greatness, it's Tom Brady, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean...
Even though you hate him, as a Rams fan...
I feel like a Falcons fan could probably hate him more. Obviously, for obvious reasons. So... Yeah. I mean... I'm glad that he's retired. He has all the records. I wish we had a quarterback like that. But nevertheless, you know, I hope that Matthew Stafford is healthy. And I hope that Aaron Rodgers doesn't return to Green Bay. But
come on, man. Come on. Anyways, you know, Tom Brady leaving is a crazy scenario. I mean, a crazy thing that happened this week. And then, you know, we have the Super Bowl coming up. And so what do you think about the AFC? Let's talk about the conference championships. What did you think about it, honestly? Because I have my own
I'm going to start off with the AFC because I'm going to keep that one short. I didn't care about who was going to win on that side because I like Burrow a lot.
Right.
Mahomes could be a future Brady. I mean, 5 AFC championship games in a row. But I like Mahomes. I do think that he's different because, I mean, you can see all the highlights. This dude just creates crazy-ass plays. I mean, I respect his game. And I don't know, I just like his vibe. So I really am glad that the Chiefs won. But at the same time, I would have been glad if the Bengals won because I like Burrow. I like both teams. I don't hate anyone really on either of those teams. I don't have a reason to hate them. But the NFC, so I mean, I don't really need to say why, but you know, I needed Philadelphia to win. I needed it because
the bias, man, the bias.
The bias. Ever since, you know, becoming a Rams fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Rams fan, Dodgers fan, Lakers fan. So you already know LA hates SF. And you already know that Rams and Niners, it's a legitimate rivalry, division rivals.
Yeah.
And I've encountered Niner fans on a daily living in Southern California. I mean, I went to the Rams-Niners game when CMC just got traded, and Levi South, unfortunately, is a real thing. And these fans are toxic, bro. I mean, they're not as toxic as Raider fans, but they were toxic to me, and I was pissed.
Well, here we go. Let me, counter that honestly. So you're out here talking smack with a team that was horrendous.
I was talking smack on the Niner fans. I mean, I don't know who from my TikToks is going to see this when I post this, but I posted like 3 videos hating on the Niners because I hate them. And
it sounds like
the Niner fans
they live rent free in you.
They do, because I hate them. So I'll admit it. They do, get under my skin.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to know when to stop. And I know, trust me, bro, the Packers have lost to the 49ers so many damn times. I know that I can't talk smack. I can't post stuff that I hate them. I don't celebrate their losses. Like, you got to know your place, bro. Honestly, that's why I'm saying you got to learn your place, or you're gonna continue getting that stuff.
Okay, I mean, I was not gonna say anything. If they won, I was gonna just let it go. And I'm not gonna lie, I did post that video on TikTok where I was like so happy that they lost, even though Brock Purdy got hurt. I mean, that sucks for him.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here celebrating his injury, but I was celebrating them losing. And I told Niner fans to talk their shit, and they still did. I mean, I wasn't really fazed by it though.
Yeah.
But I do like trolling them, but I don't know. I just like the toxicity.
I mean, yeah, there's a line. You get me? Like, you can't keep on hitting it, and you're gonna end up getting this same old, toxicity back because you want to take it.
Yeah, I'm actually.
You gotta know your place, man. That's all I'm saying. Because as a Packers fan, I've learned that the hard way all these years. All those championship games I lost to the Niners. I have more respect for them as an organization because of what they built. And, I mean, think about it. They had, at one point, one of the best player of all time, Joe Montana. So I got to put my respect in the 49ers.
He's not the best player of all time.
He was.
At that time, maybe.
Before Tom Brady, came out here and, started winning rings. But I know my spot, man. I know when to, the limit, So to all the 49ers fans, I got your back, man. I might not be a 49ers fan, but I'll keep this man under control, man. I'll put him in his place.
Whatever.
I'll put him in his place. I got you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty toxic.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's pretty content for me to know that Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers have the same amount of rings. And you knew I was gonna go there. Well, they have the same amount of rings, and obviously Aaron Rodgers is supposedly the golden boy. I mean, he's very elite. I won't deny that, but that GM is dumb.
Oh man.
I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah, we've had our shortcomings, we've had our failures, but let's get back to the conversation we were having previously. I just want to say that there will be toxic moments and trash talk, but like we're gonna try to keep that down on a low level, honestly.
I wouldn't say that, but we will not get to the point where we're actually mad at.
Yeah. But honestly, I asked you originally how you felt about the championship the conference championships games, and
overall, I'm content.
Okay.
I'm gonna just cut it to the chase. I mean, that's the injury to Brady. I won't deny that. I'm content.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you now.
The same thing?
No, I'm gonna ask you.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say
the big question.
What's up?
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Score and everything.
That's a tough one. Okay, so the Eagles and the Chiefs. Honestly, I don't know because I don't know if you saw it, but all 4 teams had the same odds to win the championship game in Vegas. They all had the same odds. So this is the closest set of teams ever. So I honestly don't know who's gonna win. I feel like they both have strengths and differences, but they equal each other out. So if I'm saying the final line, I would say the Eagles win it narrowly. I say 21 to 20.
Okay,
very close.
I think. I mean, I'm gonna make my prediction on 2 perspectives.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is gonna be assuming that Kadarius Toney and Juju do not play.
Right.
I think the Eagles are gonna win 31 to 24. I think if they both play, Kadarius Toney and Juju.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are gonna win 34 to 31. I mean, I know that's a 10-point swing, but if you think about it, Mahomes needs his weapons.
Right.
Mahomes is better than Hurts.
Yeah.
Not way better because Hurts definitely has improved.
Yeah. I mean, I would say. Oh yeah. No, you're right. I misunderstood. But go ahead. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that is kind of what I think. But at the same time, I mean, obviously we don't know because Philly is pretty complete on both sides. I feel like the Chiefs are solid on both sides, but
Yeah.
Philly's D line specifically. I don't know if you know, but yeah, four guys who have had at least 10 sacks.
Yeah.
All this year.
And one of them was a rookie, right?
I don't know. I actually
Or
don't
the
know.
linebacker. I need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure one of them was a rookie. And I'm like, damn, this Eagles defense is legit. You know, they have Graham, they have Cox. Like, these are guys that have been there.
Hassan Reddick.
Yeah. These are all guys that have been there, bro. So, like, you know, that defense is pretty good. And honestly, it's way better than the Chiefs defense.
Way better. Actually, maybe, because now that I think about it, no, it's pretty impressive. But the Chiefs were actually top 5 in sacks. They had over 50, so I mean, they can sack the quarterback too.
No, but I'm saying it took them a little longer to, you know, get adjusted.
But it's not like, in my opinion, it's not like the Eagles and the Chiefs are like super gapped.
No, but I'm just saying the Eagles' defense has dominated all season.
Yeah, no. They're better. They're better.
Yeah, they have won them games. The Eagles have won them games. But I think your prediction is right as well. I mean, not right, but valid. I say it's valid because if Mahomes has all his weapons at his disposal, you know, he's going to do good things. But if it's, you know, the Eagles, you know, and they're steamrolling with their defense, they got it, bro. They got it.
I can see the Eagles winning. I can see it going either way.
Yeah, honestly. But for me, I would prefer the Eagles. The Eagles deserve it.
For me, I feel like I kind of want the Chiefs to win. I'm not going to lie. I feel like, you know, NFC, it's hard for me to root for the NFC. Again, unless it's Detroit. Detroit. Well, I mean, the Rams, because I'm a fan. But if it's not us, I wouldn't go against Detroit because Goff was obviously our QB, and he thrived this year.
Yeah, and then they got Jamal Williams.
Yeah, and as you guys can see, I'm wearing a jacket, and I'm gonna mention it because. So what happened was that the camera stopped recording when we were talking about Jamal Williams and the Lions and all that, but so it cut out the part that we discussed how we actually met him. Our senior year of high school, he was enjoying the game.
Yep.
It was something against Kaiser, I think. And
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, and we actually met him. We actually took a picture of him. I mean, we're gonna legit put it on our
put it right
on the
here.
screen.
Yeah.
Just letting you guys know we're not BSing.
Yeah.
And
no, it was pretty cool, honestly. He's a chill guy. You know, he was like, hey, like, he was like in the stands, and he just like, we were like, hey, he's like kind of annoying him. Hey, let's take a picture. He said, all right, guys, let's take a picture, and we took it. And honestly, yeah, it was just nice. He was coming off his rookie year, so you know, I was like, that's my running back. That's my running back. So it was kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah. And then what's funny is like briefly touching on Summit and Kaiser because they're both high schools in our city.
Right.
During the same time we were going to Summit, Kaiser had Tyler Algier at the same time. Pretty much, we graduated in 2019. He graduated in 2018.
Yep.
Also went to BYU like Jamal Williams. Yeah. And at the time, I mean, we knew that Kaiser was good, but we didn't really like. I'm gonna be honest. We didn't really know about Tyler Algier like that.
Yeah.
Until one day, I just casually looked him up. I'm like, oh shoot, he went to Kaiser. You know, like that's our rival school.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool seeing that part too, even though we didn't really know at the time.
No, yeah, and I mean the guy was crazy at Kaiser. Even though we didn't get to see him all the time, he was crazy. I actually later on would see his clips, his Kaiser tapes. Oh my god, bro, the guy was crazy. He went over 2,000 yards.
Yeah, no, I know he was a good running back. I actually didn't at the time look into him like that, but I do remember Summit and Kaiser were like neck and neck because of Carr too.
Right. Yep.
USC, you know, so it sucks that he's not making it obviously because he went to Indiana after the USC.
Right. No, but yeah, I mean, just knowing that your city is being represented by these guys, it's crazy. Who would have thought? Guys that we got to see play. So it's kind of exciting. And then another thing is that Tyler Algier, he was like, a lot of people were looking into him in fantasy. They're like, this guy might be something.
Yeah, no, I didn't really have an opinion on him at first because I was just like, well, I'm going to see how it plays out. Right. I still believed in Cordero. And I mean, he was decent when he was used this year.
Yep.
But obviously, Algier was the guy, especially towards the end. Rushed over for over 1K with the Falcons.
That's crazy.
And Jamal rushed over 1K with the Lions.
And how many touchdowns did he have?
Oh, he had the most. I think like 16, 17.
Right,
And that's
crazy. Yeah, that seeing Jamal.
And we met him.
Yeah, seeing Jamal like that, is awesome, dude. And then he was on the Packers, and I miss that guy.
Yeah.
He's just funny, dude. Like he been making catchphrases. He just I don't know, dude. Like he's
anime enthusiast.
Oh yeah.
I still find that sometimes I'm not gonna lie. A few times I've just watched some of his interviews like just at a random ass time. Just even though obviously
sometimes his speeches be motivational. His Hard Knock speech was motivational. That one
I watched it.
Like,
I watched the whole series. He was actually like the leader, bro. Like,
that's good for them, honestly. That's what they need, Not just the coach, but a player, a team player that will be able to stand up and be like, hey, let's do this the right way. Let's lead this way. Like that's what I like about him. Like he young guy, and now he's a locker room leader in my opinion.
Yeah. And since this part cut out, and I actually do want to talk about it real quick again.
Yeah.
Is what do you think about the rookie QBs? Like the main ones.
Honestly, I would say that, man,
they're coming in.
I would say that Bryce Love is definitely Bryce Love. I keep saying Bryce Love.
Thinking about Green Bay too much.
Bryce Young, that guy, he's the next guy. Honestly, in my opinion, his throwing number, his accuracy is up there. C.J. Stroud. That's a good guy right there, and
Ohio State native. I mean, not native, but because you're a fan and shit.
Yeah. But he's a Rancho product.
Yeah, Rancho sitting next to us. Going to high school pretty much at the same time as us.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he was. We didn't even know about him until
I kind of. What's funny is like.
Or did you?
I kind of like became aware of him.
Yeah.
Right after high school, because like I started paying attention to more like football, like
Just
locally.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, just in general. In high school, you were like.
Well, first, I feel like I really started getting invested in football in high school, like second year.
Right.
By my last year of high school, obviously I was watching it pretty good.
Yeah.
Because of, just I feel like what's funny is I feel like just going to some high school kind of made me a football fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. With Jamal Williams, Dante Dion, and they're very known on Hard Knocks too. That's the funny part. Both of them with personalities.
The two Summit products, they're noticeable up there. But the rookie quarterbacks are interesting. The rookie running backs, the rookie receivers are also up there. But honestly, I think that the number one prospect has to be Will Anderson Jr. What do you think? I like him.
I
like
honestly,
defense.
I can't really say that. I feel like it could be more like Jim Carter. I mean, Georgia produces some pretty good defensive pieces.
Right.
And I think, if he goes to Chicago, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think Chicago should obviously trade back. Which leads me to my next thing. Anthony Richardson should be a Colt. And first and foremost, I want to say the reason why I think he should be a Colt before you say anything.
Yeah.
Is because I feel like the Colts offense needs to have run first as their identity, given Jonathan Taylor's ability and the fact that honestly right now, I don't think they can solve their problems with getting an older quarterback that's not really mobile, because obviously we've been seeing around the league.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields, even though they won 3 games, even though he's not that good of a passer, his running alone and just the running backs in general kept them in games, even though they lost.
Yeah.
And not only that, I mean, Jalen Hurts obviously went off MVP, likely going to probably win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And, well, actually, he's not the MVP because Mahomes.
Mahomes. Yeah.
But, and then Lamar, when he's healthy, that offense is efficient, even though he's not the best passer in the world.
Right.
But, I mean, there's a lot of dual threat offenses now.
Yeah. And there's a lot of options for the running back. At the quarterback. Yeah. But
and Anthony Richardson, in my opinion, is obviously the most talented in terms of that athleticism.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say he's an elite passer, because I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, the passing part is still a little a little skeptical, a little sketchy, but I just feel like I said
he's wrong.
Him and JT would be very interesting because now it'll just make the Colts have the opportunity to be more dynamic. RPO, obviously, like I said, I mean, they need more of an identity. I feel like they need a receiver too. I mean, Pittman is more of a wide receiver too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they definitely just need to invest into their offense.
That's true.
Certainly, Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor is just, in my opinion, it'll be very interesting because they're going to be running down people's throats, and then all of a sudden, I mean, you've been seeing it, you know, like Ravens, Bears, you know, they're not easy to defend, especially the Eagles. Actually, you know, like they're not easy to defend, and they can be in games just on that. Yeah. So I mean, Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor would for sure make that team have an identity, RPOs, give them more of a playbook to run off of. And I mean, we'll see what happens with the coaching situation there too, because I mean, they still have not gotten their coach yet, so I mean, that'll play an equation into it.
Yeah, honestly, I've been hearing more noise about Anthony Richardson. Honestly, I've been seeing a lot more noise. I've been seeing that people even consider him top 10, and I'm like, hey, you know, I feel like he's good, he's talented, but he's still raw. He has potential, but he's still raw compared to C.J. Stroud, compared to Bryce Young. I think those guys can go into offense right now and lead their team.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm a little concerned about Bryce Young. Yeah. Because he's not really a dual threat, and I mean, obviously, you can still be good not being a dual threat. I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong, you know, but his size as well. I mean, I feel like I have a little bit of concern right there. I mean, he's like Kyler's height, but he's not stocky like him, and he's not really super athletic. But I mean, I could tell he has that dog in him. Yeah. I just feel like he's gonna be mid. I have to be honest. I think he's gonna be mid.
We'll see about that.
But then again, it's all situational too. I mean, he needs to be put in a situation where he can thrive just throwing the ball. Right. I feel like he definitely need a good running back. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks need that, but he definitely would need like a very good running back to have a balanced offense.
No, yeah, and we'll see. You know, like I said previously, like we're gonna talk about that later down the line. You know, the top 10 quarterbacks who went to the draft. You know, running backs, receivers. We're just going to see that later down the road and discuss that for sure.
I actually think that Bryce Young's best opportunity, in my opinion, would be the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I can see that.
I do think that if John Minchie comes back, I mean, he has had a connection with him in the past. Yeah. And I don't know, I just think right there's opportunity. The O-line's not that bad. Dameon Pierce is up-and-coming running back. And then for C.J. Stroud, I don't know. I mean, I can see him going multiple places. I feel like.
But you don't see him out of the top 10, right?
No, heck no. I can see him. Carolina. I feel like that's by then. If he's somehow there. No, not a reach. They're like 9th. Oh, okay. If he's somehow still available by like past 5, I feel like the Raiders. I know the Raiders have him at 7. I mean, the Raiders will probably have him at 7. Yeah. If they don't, they're done. But I can see him at the same time going to Indy too. Even though I think Anthony Richardson should go to Indy, but
we'll see.
I can see him certainly going to Indy.
Yeah, we'll see. There's always that. I was hearing some like crazy stuff where like people teams are gonna start tanking now for Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is obviously a very good quarterback, and I actually think that he could be elite status. I actually legit feel like he could be, but. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's still one more year.
I gotta say, he has a cannon of an arm. He has the mobility of any running back. Man, that guy has potential.
He has quarterback, but yeah, he's a very good mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And then, nevertheless, I mean, see what happens. And I feel like we should top it off. Pretty much, you know, obviously we're gonna talk a lot about football, and me personally. Can't wait to really talk a lot of smack to this guy. I mean, you'll see more of that. And then, we'll just see how the Super Bowl plays out. We'll talk about that, obviously. And then talk a lot about fantasy. And I will say this. Fantasy for sure is going to be
crazy.
To be, we have a lot planned for fantasy in the upcoming months.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of the fantasy advice that's going to come from here is not just going to be our own personal opinions or advice. It's going to involve outside sources and a lot.
So involve Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, who like he's a good analyzer, dude. Like that guy in 1 year learned everything. And obviously, I would say he's better than me in some aspects. in some aspects, but I mean, he's good. He's good. No offense to him. He's really good.
I'll be honest. Me, it'll be a little bit more on vibes. But him, he'll probably definitely go more on the analytical side.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. My opinions are my opinions. Yeah. Everyone's wrong sometimes. You see fantasy football, AZ be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, he's had some bad takes, but everyone has bad takes.
Yeah, everyone does have bad takes. I'm not really familiar with fantasy football AZ, but I will say that everyone has their bad takes. I believe that Christian Watson was gonna start off the bat go fire. Start out to that crazy, but it took him some time. There's just players you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
The beauty of it is like you can be wrong, you can be right.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Anthony Richardson should be a Colt because I think he could thrive there.
Yeah, but that's why I
with
think,
JT.
No, and that's why I think Aaron Rodgers should go to the Colts because he's already a successful.
It's kind of funny though that you hope. Oh, it sounds like you hope that your quarterback should be on another team. I could never. Unless they're ass.
At this point, it is what it is. I accept the fact that he'll be going to a different team, and I hope he goes to a team that will need him and right away will make him contend.
I'll be honest. I want him on the Jets.
Screw that. But anyways, this whole
Brett Favre.
Anyways, this whole podcast is just going to be us, talking as friends, hanging out. But also, keeping it professional, talking about football, college football, fantasy football, everything football. So, that's what's going to come out of us. And like I said previously, that we're going to try to, make it different every time. But, as we start, we're going to start learning. And, yeah, I mean, what do you think, Damon, to wrap it up?
Yeah, you guys will see a lot. And I'll definitely go more in detail about how I've been able to actually kind of consistently at least be a contender in leagues. It's pretty simple, really. I'm just better than everyone. Yeah. No, but for real, I'm going to just say off the top, and I'll be obviously more detailed over time, but it's just really, you just got to pay attention. You just got to really understand the format you're in, and you just got to really, just be active.
Yeah, just be on top of things, and you'll be good. Lastly, before we wrap it up and everything, we do want to say that we want to involve our travels. We want to go to games. Just go out there and enjoy football.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously it's kind of awkward right now because we don't even have all our friends here. We are planning to rotate some friends in for sure. My friend Nathan, and he's also a Rams fan.
Yep.
We're definitely banking on going to Green Bay against Rams in Lambeau later this year, and yeah, we're definitely planning to show a lot of football.
Yeah, just the different perspectives from the fan, just being analyzers and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, this is the first episode. We hope you guys liked it, and join us for the
leave a like, subscribe, because especially
everything helps.
Especially if you're a Rams fan, because
and if
we need more. We need more.
And if you're a real NFL fan that enjoys everything about it, like it. Don't be a Rams fan.